Crafters, it's Julie Creek from Creek Bank Creations. It is January 2024, and we are excited to be with you here today to share with you brand new product. So today we're going to talk about the new envelope box card die, and I'm going to teach you how to make this card. So before we pull the camera down, let me show you a few samples that we made. This is made with our new Love You paper pad. And you can see here on our card that we have that Love You die cut. And that is included in the envelope box card die. So when you buy the die, you do get the Love You die cut with the sentiment and the background mat for it. The stitched heart die is actually a separate die. Let me show you another sample. Super excited about our new Squash 'em line, and what you see here is the Squash 'em Bee with our Be Beautiful line from last year. And here's some more of those fun little guys, and we'll be talking more about these little guys later, but I just wanted to share with you the basics of how this card works. So it folds flat, it'll fit in an A2 envelope, and then it pops up so you can mail it. And today we will actually put together this fun little card. So we're gonna turn the camera down and get started. So this is what the die looks like when you buy it in the package. You're gonna get the basic die construction, and you will have the parts and pieces to make this. When I keep this at home, I keep this in the storage envelope, which we sell separately, and the magnetic sheet, which we also store separately. And I just want to show you how I have this set up and then go over the parts and pieces so that you know what you have in this set. So what you have here is, this is the back piece. And to note on these dies, when you see the X scored in the die, that is where you're going to put the tape. So I've included that in these dies for you. This is your matte piece that goes on the inside back of your card. These two triangles that come with the set are the mats and the base for this flap that goes on the front. So we're going to die cut that background, and then we'll also have a decorative mat. That's what these dies are. These two rectangles are the two pieces that you use to cut the side. So if you want to add that decorative panel on the side, you can, and it's just a really nice touch. Up here you have the front. So this die is the die that allows you to cut the front panel of the card, and you'll see there's a die sitting inside of there. That is the mat that goes on the front. It is also the mat that we use for the inside. You might notice that when I store my dies, I have my stencil tape on the back, and that is because I've used those and I just keep the tape on them, and then when I go to die cut, it's already on there. This die here is the inside piece that goes on the inside, and it allows you to make the layers that go inside of the card, and you can put one of those in, or you can put two of those in. So if you look here at the B card, you see I only added one. When I made the cow card, there are two in there. And this folds flat. It will fit in an A2 envelope, and then it'll pop up. Now, I will tell you, it's kind of fun when you start adding your pieces into your card to think about what that's going to look like in the envelope, because you can see here, this is hanging off to the right a little bit, so you have some play. So when you start designing your card, I recommend that you get an A2 envelope and that you mess around with what you can do with the space, because you can offset things and have that really cool dimensional look going. So that is our inside panel. This mat that we used for the front also works over here for that inside panel. So if you want to create that panel for the inside that's decorative, which does show a little bit, you can do that. Then you have the Love You sentiment die, and that's going to cut the background and the inside of that. And I have cut that with our super tacky tape and just stuck it on there. using our white glitter paper. So as we go through our card today, we are going to use that stitched heart die, which is not in our set. It is sold separately, and you can find that on the website. And we are also going to use the new Love This paper pad. I'm going to open that up and show you what that looks like. There are some really fun patterns here. And then when you flip it over, you've got the other side. Super fun. I have found that these paper pads fit absolutely beautiful inside the large stamp and die storage pockets. So after you open your paper pad, you will see you can store it in that large storage pocket. And again, you can find that on the website. So we will be working with, when we make our box card today, we will be using the Squashums stamp and die set and the Squashums sentiment stamp. And when you buy this piece, it's going to include the dies that are in the back. Dies are included. The sentiments do not have a die set. They're just meant to stamp flat for you. So when we created our card, I have already stamped and die cut the hugs and squishes on here. So super fun card, and let's get started building our card. So to make our card, we're going to cut a base piece, and we need 2 inside pieces for this card. And then we need that outside piece that's going to wrap the whole thing up. So I have previously die cut those, and I'm going to apply tape where the X's are on this project. Now it's going to be hard for you to see this, but when you die cut this, it will score the X's in there. Now as you put your tape on these pieces, you will want to think about, if you have texture, what side of the paper do you want face up, and make sure that you're putting the tape on the correct side. In my case, I have pattern paper which does not, or cardstock, and it doesn't have a pattern on it. So it really doesn't matter, but I'm letting you know if you're using texture cardstock, it does matter. So pay attention to that. And what I like to do is start with this base piece, and I'm going to fold this up. This is my sides. And I am going to put tape on the outside panels over here. So I am going to take my tape, and I am going to run my tape right down these side panels on both sides. And again, that's where you have X's. And then I'm going to apply tape to the inside piece. Now this is the piece that goes on the inside that we will layer into, and you can see there are X's on that. So we're going to put that right on there. So anytime that you purchase a die from us and it has that X on it, that's me telling you, hey, that's where the tape goes. And we do have 2 flaps on this project, so we need to hit the other one. And we have our pieces all prepared with tape. So we are going to, what I like to do is decorate that inside back before I start getting everything put together. So I have previously cut our paper, and we are going to adhere the back to the inside of the card. And then we are going to work on our insert pieces. So these are the ones that are going to go inside. And one of them in the back, I did not put pattern paper on, but the one that's up in the front, right in there, I did. So we will put our pattern paper on those. And you can see I've already prepped these with tape, and we will stick those on. So the paper pad has some nice patterns, and you can work around and decide what patterns you like to play around with. There we go. Now we have our front piece. This is the piece that's going to cover up everything that goes on the front of the card, and we are going to adhere pattern paper to that as well. We will center that right on the front, and then we will have our front piece. Now, this has a little accent piece on the front of it. So I've already die cut the pink and the pattern paper, and our next step is to add that to the front of my card. So the largest triangle we're going to put on the base, and then we will add the pattern paper for that decorative effect right on top of it. And you can see here that I've actually just taken the pink paper that I had and the scrap, flipped it over and cut it on the opposite side, and that gave us our hearts for the front. Now we are ready to place our inserts on the inside of our card. So I need my card base, and I need those two inserts. And remember, the one that was in the back, I didn't put any paper on. And so we are going to put that fold in both of these, and we will adhere those into the base. So let's remove the tape liner, and I am going to line up the fold here, and I'm going to put that right up against the fold. And I do want to make sure that I'm square on the bottom, and then I'm going to fold that down. And then I can lay my card flat. You can see I've already removed the tape liner here. So I'm just going to pull that over and push it down into the tape. And that's going to give me my first insert piece of my card. Let's do that again. When I go in and I'm ready to put my second one in, my second insert, I'm going to put it right next to the first one. Set it in there, and I'm going to do the same technique. I'm going to lay that down and let that other side pick that up. Now, if you start working on this and you have problems, you can always use your undo if you need to reposition something. Now, I've created that base card, and then I can add my front. Okay, so we are going to fold on the score, and then eventually we're going to add that front in. But before I go to do that, I'm going to go ahead and add in my fun things to my card, which make it absolutely happy. So I've already stamped and die cut my hugs and squishes that I'm going to put in there. And the way I love to adhere these is to take our acetate, and probably hard for you to see this. This is our acetate, and I've cut it to a 1/2 inch wide, and it's about 3 inches long. And I'm going to put tape on the top and bottom of it. And I'm going to pull that top tape off first. And we will stick our heart on there. And then I can look at how I want that to sit in my card. And you can see my tape is hanging out the bottom. That's a problem. So what I'm going to do is set that right there. Get my handy dandy scissors and just trim it off. I'm just a little long. And then put my tape back on there. And now I know I can actually put 3 little pieces of tape on there, because I know it won't show. And we're just going to work our way. Whatever we put in this card, we're just going to adhere to these little pieces of acetate and tape them in. And you can find that acetate on our website. So put that where I want it. And I'm going to pick it up. And there it is, stuck in there. Now, There we go. Now we are ready to add our cow. This is our cow. I've already colored it, and we are going to go with that whole really cool flower in the hair thing that's going on with the cow. Did you know that was a thing? It's a thing. I was at Hobby Lobby yesterday, and oh my gosh, the number of pieces of artwork that had cows with hair all over the place and flowers in their hair. So we're going to go with the trend and add the little flower. Now this flower is from our Perfect Petals new stamp and die set. And I will be shooting video on how to do this, how to create that technique a little bit later. So watch for the video for Perfect Petals. I'm going to put my tape on the end of my adhesive or my acetate and add my cow. So you might know or you might not know, depending on your age, that this whole stuffed animal thing that we got, these are like stuffed animals. So if you look around, you'll see them. So we're going to stick him in there, figure out how we want him to sit, and then I'm going to trim that off so I know where my tape is and adhere them. And I will have my cow stuck in there. I'm really excited about the Perfect Petals stamp set. Can't wait to do that video for you guys because you'll learn how to make those flowers, which are a really cool watercolor effect. And they don't have a white line on the outside of them. Now, I have a heart up here and a heart down there, so you can kind of just work your project and figure out how you're going to put your flower or your heart in there. I'm going to put a little piece of tape on the edge of this heart, and we will stick that right in there. And then I have another one in this card sticking up in the back. I might move it around a little bit. Now this is the fun thing. You have the creative power to do whatever you want. So I'm going to put my little piece of tape on there. And you could use glue dots, like I'm using the Super Tacky tape. But if you wanted to use a glue dot, you could use a glue dot for this. There's my heart, and then I can decide where that's going and figure out. Remember, if I have this in an envelope, I've got room all the way up to this line. So the heart can actually be out of the perimeter of the card itself because the envelope is that large. Did that make any sense at all? Okay, so let's put some tape on this puppy and we will stick it in there. And you can see how fun and easy this is to create. And I will tell you a secret. Are you ready for a secret? Here we go. I have new product coming soon that I will be shooting video with where you can actually cut your own A2 envelope, and you'll be able to do that in a standard die cut machine. You do not need an oversized die cut machine, and you will be able to cut your own custom envelope with the liner and the whole beautiful thing going. There we go. There we go. And now those pieces kind of move because you've got them on that acetate. Okay, what's wrong with this? It needs a front. So here's our front. Whoa! So we will take our pick tool, remove the tape that we put on earlier, and we will add the front, which will cover up all the things. And we will have a beautiful card to send. So we are ready to put our top on. So we are going to lay the two pieces together. See that? And pull this over. Just trying to show you an easy way to line up those two pieces. There we go. And then I can literally come back over on the side, tuck that in, and I have created my super cute envelope box card. So you can find the envelope box card on our website at www.creekbankcreations.com.